Page 92, this is the finale or the theme from the finale of the New World Symphony. I encourage you to go listen to the New World Symphony. Just Google New World Symphony or search for it, and it's an orchestra piece. Just listen to the whole thing, it's gorgeous. On pages 90 and 91, they're introducing you to the primary chords for the key of A minor. Remember, every key has three primary chords, the 1, the 4, and the 5/7. Well, again, this is based on the key. You got to use the notes within the key signature, and it's the chords that start on the first step, the fourth step, and the fifth step, and then you add a seventh to it. So in A minor, where it's all here, although in a harmonic minor we use that, but technically it's here. And the one chord is built on the first step. It's an A minor chord. The fourth step, the fourth chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be here. So it's here. Although we use an inversion, remember, that's it. I just put the A on the bottom. And then the 5/7 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we add a fifth of the seventh to it. Here, and a lot of times in the 5/7 chord here, we'll go ahead and use the harmonic minor. So because you'll see that in here, because we don't use all the notes, we have to have the top and bottom note, but it's either the G sharp or here, one or the other. You usually don't use them both. Well, in here, this is it. I'm just not using the D. See, I got the E on top. I put the E on top, and I leave out that. I've got that. So primary chords for A minor. I mean, you could figure out the primary chords for any key if you follow the same procedure, major or minor, whatever. It's just that when you're dealing with the 5/7 chord, whether it's major or minor, doesn't matter. And we want to go down a half step here, not a whole step. And you'll be okay. You'll get them over and over and over. You'll get the idea, I hope. You should do them in both hands. Then at the top of the page, on page 92, they're introducing you to a thing called a triplet. You're just going to love them. A triplet is where you squeeze 3 notes in the same amount of time you'd normally play 2 notes. You see the example they give up there is they've got 3/8 notes that are beamed together. It's got a little 3. That's an indication of a triplet. A lot of times you'll also see a little curved line over it, and that's an indication too. They may or may not have the curved line. It's not a slur line. It's simply part of the triplet indication. They don't use that here. You don't get the little curved line. You just get the 3, and the notes are beamed together. Well, there's 3 here in 4/4 time. A quarter note gets a count, so 2/8 notes would get a quarter note, 1 and 2 end, and they want you to squeeze 3/8 notes in there. Well, you got to play them a little quicker, because now you've got to get 3/8 notes in one beat, so you got to go quicker. And the counting, there are different countings for it, but I just simply, it's 1 and 2 and. I just put an in there, so it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. You can also just use the word triplet. Triplet, triplet, triplet. There's 3 of those. Bum, 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 bum. That's the feel. Piano players have to get to where you can go back and forth between duple, or 2, and triple, or 3, regularly. Duple time and triple time. So go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and very important. And you'll get them so much you'll get it eventually. Just something to keep in mind. Now in this piece, if you look at the second line on page 92, and the third measure over, measure 7, you have that triplet here, the A, C on beat 2. So it's 2 and 1, 2. It's just an A minor chord, broken chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's all. I just squeezing 3 notes in there, and so I play them a little quicker is all it is. And that's the triplet. You get it again on page 93 at the bottom. We'll talk more about triplets as time goes on. Now, for finale, 4/4 time, key of A minor, right hand first. Let's get the fingering and the rhythms and all that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Bring the thumb down 1. So the third measure. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2, 3. You do that again. Then for measure 7, thumb here, 1 and 2 and, or 1 triplet, whichever. And then at the end of the line, just move down. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. So forth. Left hand. You have the 1 chord down here, A, C, E. And the 4 chord. And then a rest, and then some 1 chords. 18. Go down to measure 7. It's 1 chord, 5, 7 chord, and the 1 chord. Go over to page 93 for measures, what, 11? Where the left hand comes in. 1, 2, 3, and 1 and 2. Then rest some more, blah, blah, blah. Go down 1 line. It's measure 16, the last measure. 1, 2. Reach down to the octave, and then lift up. There's other fingerings, but that's fine. Put the hands together. 1, 2. 2 and 3 and 1. So forth. Go down to measure 7 where the triplet is. Here. 1 and down. 4. 1, 2, 3. So forth. Once you get the hands working together, you get rid of any hesitations you may have, any glitches. Just work on those spots because the beat needs to be steady. This is not a fast piece, but the beat needs to be steady. And we can add the, well, as far as articulation goes, it's pretty legato all the way through, and the pedal's going to cover everything up here, but it's nice to hear. Yeah. Lift up. It's nice to hear the phrasing here. Lift, if you can, lift up between the phrases. You don't actually pedal at all of it, so lifting up, you can hear some phrasing, I guess. Dynamic, well, you're starting out bold here, you're loud. That's the right hand. The left hand may be moderately loud, because it is a bold statement, but we want to hear the melody. And this down here, this low, this gets loud real easily. You may have to play that a little on the softer side, but here. Saying, here we are, boom, boom, boom. And when you get to measure 9, you come down to moderately soft. Whatever you think moderately soft, and keep the left hand soft or softer. Then measure 13, come up to moderately loud, a little bit, just a little louder than moderately soft. Again, the left hand's soft. Now you're going to crescendo. You retard that, you slow down a bit. Now it's an accent, and then a measure 17, they give you the odd tempo, which means resume the speed you were going before you slowed down. And there are different ways of interpreting an odd tempo. For this piece, I suggest you just go ahead and start, just resume your speed. Finish it loud too, with the accents and all. Okay. Speed wise, well, strong and vigorous, whatever speed that is. Go listen to the recording and you'll find it. That's my impression of the speed. And they add pedal. Well, it sort of makes sense here because this is an orchestral piece. We want lots of overtones here. And so we add pedal to add the overtones and also to help us connect this left hand. We can't connect these chords we'd like to, so we use the pedal for that. It's overlapping pedal, so the hands do their thing and then the pedal does its thing, so the pedal is always lagging behind the hands. They're slightly out of sync with each other, and that's what we want. We want the overlapping. So at the beginning I push the notes down and then the pedal, and I'm going to change it with the first quarter note. Because I don't want to smear it all together. It's going to be smeary, but we can cut that down by changing the pedal every 2 beats here, and that's fine. I don't know about that. I think I would continue to either don't pedal the measure or change it on the 2 beats again. Lift it up at the end of the page there. Before you play the note in measure 9, we want a little silence for the phrase. So I'm ending it. Let's lift the pedal up with the hands. And we get nope, don't pedal. This is contrast. This is cleaner and softer, and we want some contrast, and that's that. Don't pedal this. You play that note, and then you're back to what you were doing. And again, I don't think I'd pedal I just pedal the half note and then lift up. That last note is an A way down there. There's 3 ledger lines below the staff is an A. 2 ledger lines is a C, you should know that. Just go down 1 more. So there are different ways of pedaling it. These are just suggestions. Anything I tell you is a suggestion. Is you have to experiment and listen to the sound very carefully. Again, that's one of the reasons we learn to play it without the pedal first, so we can hear exactly what the fingers are doing. We can hear the harmonies and all the sounds coming out. So when you add pedal, you have a better idea of exactly the effect the pedal has to the overall sound. You want to be aware of that. Listen very carefully. I like to play this with you very slowly. I won't do the dynamics. I can't do the retardando. It all has to be the same speed. So I'll give us 4 counts. Let's just go over it, make sure we have the rhythms and all that correctly. 1, 2, ready, go. 2.